Welcome back to another episode of the Festia Podcast. I'm your host, Manny, aka Frisky Hug, and today we have Luke, also known as Apoicalypse on TikTok, coming in as a guest on the podcast. He is a flow artist in the scene. I haven't really met him in person, but we do talk a lot online. I know that he's really big into poi, and I kind of wanted to bring him on to talk about how he got started doing poi, and then really just kind of like what kind of stuff he's got going on. So if there's anybody out there that wants to learn how to poi or wants to learn how to flow in general, maybe they can get some like tips from him, where to shop for that kind of stuff. But I usually do like my 4 shoutouts of the week. I am a little behind on schedule. In fact, I'm even behind with this episode. I was supposed to actually release this episode like 3 days ago. Just been really like behind because I've been kind of working on a lot of projects lately. I got a lot of projects going on. Festivals are kind of coming back, and they're in and out right now. So like at least because I live in Florida, they're a little bit higher. They're happening. Like we got Miami Music Week coming up. We got other events that my roomies are throwing down for. I got DJs that I know that are coming into some of the clubs here in Orlando. So there's a lot happening. I am doing my best to catch up with some of these episodes, but I mean, it's not. Um, I think I'm just gonna go with. Hopefully, I can upload every week, and if I can't upload every week, I'm just gonna upload when I can. Just is what it is. I'm human, so no, there's gonna be any shout outs for this week. But yeah, if you guys want to go check out my friend Luke, I will put everything in the description down below. He's got like over 100K followers on TikTok. I'm sure he's got a lot more now. I'm not really sure. I haven't really can't even speak right now, but I haven't really been keeping up with like TikTok and Instagram. I've been just slacking. Honestly, I'm just a fucking shitbag if it comes down to it. Um, but I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep doing my best though. So I mean, what you guys can expect from me is always my best. I got some of the Okeechobee vlogs coming out. I think I just came out with day 0 vlogs. You guys want to go check that out? You guys can. I still have day 1 and day 2. I didn't go to day 3, but those vlogs are still out. I still gotta upload my Dirty Bird camping because I did that the week before. I gotta do those. I gotta do those vlogs. I didn't think I even did day 1 of that. I'm sad. I'm like really sad right now. I'm so behind with so many things. Work is killing me. I do like 12 hours a day sometimes. Sometimes it's just 10 hours a day, which is fine. Um, but yeah, it's been really busy. Festivals kind of ended for most people, but for me, there's just like these ongoing events happening in Florida, which is super great because that's kind of the reason I moved here. Um, and then tomorrow I got another special guest. So if you guys are into like the techno house scene, um, honestly expect a lot of DJs from the techno house scene to just swoop in through my podcast because we are gonna. I mean, these kids are just like kind of just taking over my podcast. Bass artist, where are you guys at? I was supposed to have a bass artist come in yesterday. Won't reveal the name. The manager said no go, so we're not doing that. And that's gonna happen honestly with like my podcast career. And it's gonna happen with if anybody's a content creator, you're gonna get no's a lot of times. It happens. It is what it is. But without further ado, guys, enough ranting about my day and about my week and about how lazy I am and piece of shit. Um, Enjoy the podcast. Okay. Welcome, revelers. So for today's podcast episode, we have Apoicalypse from TikTok to the podcast. How's it going, brother?
Hey, pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry I had to cancel you last weekend. For those of you that are, were listening to my podcast last week, it was like 2 weeks, it was 2 weeks ago. My computer decided to just like fry on me, and I had to do a like manual reformat of everything. I've literally lost all of my files. I had literally had to re-upload everything. And the podcast that I did do, the microphone was only recorded through the laptop microphone. It wasn't like this didn't even work. And I was like, dude, so like I'm glad
It
we're
sounds like
doing
you're like yelling way far away.
it sounded like we were in the bathroom just chit-chatting. And like, fuck me, man. I was like so mad because I spent money on this. And I was like, so I'm really glad that we rescheduled because it would have just been like us basically just talking through my laptop. But yeah, is it okay if I give out your real name? You good with
Yeah,
that?
sure. Absolutely, man. Yeah.
So yeah, Apocalypse. His real name is Luke. Me and Luke have been online friends for a minute. just really liked his content. He decided that I was worthy enough to be followed back, and
Thanks.
yeah, so we originally like met on TikTok, and then we added each other on Instagram, and we've been online friends ever since. I wanted him to be on the podcast just because he does a lot of like poi and a lot of flow art, and I haven't really had like a flow artist on the podcast. And I'm like, when I was thinking like, who would I have? And I'm like, dude, Luke's my boy. Like, let's get this
Like,
man on
yeah,
the
dude.
podcast,
Thanks for thinking of me, man. I appreciate it.
dude. Always, man. But that's how I know of you, man. For the viewers out there who know maybe little to none about you, if you wouldn't just mind giving an intro.
Yeah, my name's Luke. I've been in flow arts for maybe around 8 years, maybe 8.5 now. And I just really like sharing lights with everybody and sharing my art with people. And I got more into TikTok recently, and I've been sharing lots more videos on there. I really appreciate that they don't have like the DMCA takedowns and stuff like that. You can use music with videos, and that's essentially what I'm doing is dancing to music. So yeah, I really have just been having a lot of fun coming up with different creative concepts and sharing my ideas with people and bouncing ideas off each other. So it's
Where are
been
you?
cool.
Where are you based out of?
Yeah, I'm in Washington, just around Seattle area.
What do you
Yeah,
so like?
the opposite sides.
So do you do content creating full time? What do you do for a living?
I just work at a restaurant. I bartend and serve. I do content creation more for just a hobby, something to do in my free time. It's just something I've always loved since I started doing it. So it's
Oh,
something I really pour my time into.
so you're a bartender too,
Yeah. I actually tried to put a little bit of flow into the bartender flair. So I'd be like
dude.
flipping
Those
bottles and
flair
stuff, and
bartenders at like Vegas
it is
are
crazy, dude. So
crazy
crazy.
motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, the amount of skill like it takes to like do something like that is just nuts.
Yeah, and to like be able to properly like put the amount of alcohol in it too, that you're not just juggling and stuff, but you're also like thinking in your head how much alcohol you're putting in each drink is, yeah, pretty crazy. I mean, some of those Vegas people though, they don't care how much alcohol they're putting in. They're just like, here you go, full 16 ounces of
Yeah.
booze.
Well, at the same time, in Vegas, people are tipping a good like $20. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
an easy
definitely.
tip for a flair like bartender.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Like,
it's always good to be appreciated in that manner too. You know.
you ever broken a bottle while you're bartending? Ever broken a
Usually it's not.
glass?
I don't try to like flip stuff around, but sometimes
Okay.
when you like set a glass, like a bottle back in like the like well where you keep all the bottles, you'll
Yeah.
hit the top of another bottle and just shatter everywhere.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I broke the top of this and there's glass everywhere, and now it's in the alcohol too. So what am I gonna do?
Fuck.
Yeah.
What got you started into raving?
So let's
Well,
see.
actually, do you even rave? I just know you as a
Yeah,
flow artist. I
I
don't even know if you.
Yeah, I mean, I go to festivals all the time. More recently, since COVID, I haven't really been doing as much going to shows and festivals. But back in like 2013 is when I got started. My buddy and I actually went to this rap festival in Minnesota called Soundset,
Mhm.
which is kind of like the more popular rap festival during the summertime for the local artist Atmosphere that's out of Minnesota. Well, it's a duo actually. And so we went to that show and I had a lot of fun just like hanging out and meeting people and getting to be in that like more concert mindset. I hadn't really
Mhm.
been to any concerts. And then we decided we wanted to get more into like EDM and stuff. So we went to First Ave. They had this drum and bass event at night called Concrete Jungle on Wednesdays.
Uh-huh.
And it was just like this kind of dark room, and like there was only like 20 people there, and it was loud drum and bass all night. And we're like, this is pretty fun, but I bet there's other stuff around we could probably go to. And I went to a show at Skyway Theater and ran into a friend from high school there. And she invited me to go to this festival with her. She's like, hey, we got an RV, we got a VIP spot. If you want to come with, you can come with. All you got to do is buy your ticket. So I'm like,
Yeah.
definitely, I'm so down. A festival. Yeah. So I went to that, and I just had an amazing time all weekend hanging out with friends and really kind of trying to like come more out of my shell a little bit because I found
Are
like
you
with
more
the
like an
eating,
introvert?
yeah, for the longest time I was really to myself and kind of didn't really want to chat too much to people. And it's like
Mhm.
at a show, if you're not used to meeting people, it's like, what do I even do? Do I just walk up to you and be like, hey, what's up? It's like you don't know
Yeah,
how to
you
talk.
really can.
Yeah, and you can. That's the thing is that EDM show or like event, something like that. You can just walk up and be like, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" And it really kind of got me more out of my shell for the time, and I was able to kind of was like my friend told me that I turned into like this rave butterfly. I just like blossomed into someone that wanted to run around and meet people. And yeah, it's really cool just going to festivals and being able to like chat and meet people. So
What's your like favorite
um,
genres?
I would say like in general, heavy dubstep is just like
Okay.
my jam. I just love like really like heavy stuff, but I can definitely get down to some, lighter stuff too.
What's your favorite artist?
I'd have to say Excision, honestly, but I like a lot of different artists. Another one more recently I'd say would be Eptic. I really enjoy.
Eptic. Okay.
Yeah, Eptic. Hmm. Yeah, Nightmare's pretty good too. I like Nightmare. Yeah, I don't know. I listen to all sorts of stuff. My wife is really into SoundCloud, so she just is constantly looking up different DJs and like
Probably
searching
newer
through different
DJs
artists.
too.
And, yep, that's the thing is she's like, I want to find the one that's got 3 likes that I just think is a banger is gonna
Uh-huh.
blow up, you know?
I knew them before they were
Yeah,
big.
before they were cool. Yeah, yep, totally.
Well, tell us about your love story, man. What's up with you and your wife? What's her name? Where'd you guys meet?
Yeah, she's great. She goes by Red. She has red hair, so it's always easier to just remember Red for people that meet her. And we met at the club actually back in Minnesota when I first started going to the show like more often. I ran into her and we just were friends at first, just getting to know each other and hang out. And we started getting closer and started going to more shows together. And it was something that really changed my mind as to what I wanted to do in life. And once I decided that I wanted to like kind of settle down and like be closer to someone and like actually have like a girlfriend and be dedicated to somebody, was that my friend at a show was like, I was showing him a video and he was like, why is the quality kind of lower on this video? And I was like, oh, well, I wanted to take a bunch of different videos.
Hmm.
And he's like, oh, dude, you can't take a bunch of different lower quality videos. It's about quality over quantity every time, quality over quantity.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? This girl's such quality. I just want her in my life and I'm just going to be with her. So that was what really changed my mind to just like be with her. So,
And one day you just asked her to marry you. Was it at a festival?
yeah,
Did you ask her?
it was actually a surprise. So she knew I was buying a ring for her because we'd been already dating for 5 years.
Uh-huh.
I kind of wanted to like wait things out because I didn't want to rush into anything. And we were going camping at this event, not event, sorry, a state park in Washington.
Okay.
And I decided that it would be just this beautiful moment to just ask her in front of this mountain. So she already knew that I was getting this ring. So she thought, oh, he's probably going to ask me here. But then I told her, oh, it didn't show up in time, which it hadn't. It was supposed to show up in the mail and it never showed up. So I got just like a kind of a dummy ring at a store to just be able to like give her and propose to her so that it could be more of a surprise because I wanted to get the ring she wanted, but I also wanted it to be a surprise. So yeah, I told her that I wanted to spin poi with her in front of this mountain for a video for my sister, just because my sister is good friends with us. So I was like, hey, let's take a video for my sister. And we were spinning to Millennium, which is her favorite artist, and it was our song. And I was spinning and I was dancing behind her, and she didn't even see me at all. And in the video, you can see me pull the ring out of my pocket, and I got down on my knee and asked her to marry me. And yeah, it was really awesome that I could kind of get that moment on camera too.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
I'm happy for you, man.
Thank
Um,
you.
so what drove you we're gonna kind of just I guess change subjects, but what drove you to, become this TikTok flow sensation?
Well, thanks. I'm glad that you would describe me as that. I really appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I just really love spinning poi. I just love sharing poi with people in person, like at shows and festivals. I'd always be it's a great way to kind of break the ice with somebody. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's like, how do I talk to somebody? Well, if you have poi, maybe they'll just come talk to you. You can just show them poi. So, yeah, I just started kind of getting more into that and wanting to share it at shows. And then quarantine happened, and it's like, well, now I can't go to shows anymore. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just share my videos online. So, yeah, I started getting more into like, especially with the way my poi are programmed, you can kind of program them along to the music. So I figured that if I took some time to actually make shows and do like almost like a music video type thing, that I would be able to get a little bit more traction online. So yeah, that's how I started kind of getting more and more into the TikTok side of things.
Yeah, and then when did you like start just like I mean, I guess how does it feel just knowing that like you were just gaining followers? I mean, you're still getting followers to this day. Like, how was that?
It's awesome, dude. It's so cool because like with Poi especially, it's something that I've just loved so much, and sharing it is so fun for me that you just see the way people's face both literally glow from the lights, but also
Mhm.
just their smile and the way that it brings like such a great mood to people. And it's so cool to see that my lights and my mood and this vibe I'm trying to put out there is affecting so many people. And yeah, it's just so cool. I just want to share Poi with the world, you know?
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
if for those of you guys like listening right now, if you guys haven't seen like his videos on TikTok, like it's more than just the poi. Like he 100% just puts on a whole ass show. He's got like the background changing colors. He's got designs everywhere. He's got like, lights all over the room, like changing all and everything just changes that color at the same time. And then like you have some like pretty expensive poi. Like you got the ones that like
Yeah.
do the visuals and stuff. I mean, if you want to show them now, I mean, you go
Yeah,
for
sure,
it.
man. So these are called Visual Poi Mini. They are LED sticks
Mhm,
that create images when you spin them. So right now they're just one color. I've got a remote here that I can click to change colors if I want.
mhm.
Oh, sorry, hit the wrong button. So I've got green here. I can do blue, orange, and they also have two different sections too that you can change.
Okay.
And then, so as like an image, you can also load in images to them. So right now I have like a couple different patterns loaded in. Like this one does hearts. I don't know. Yeah, you probably won't be able to see it very well on there, but
Probably not, but
it just kind of creates an image so that you can spin them and load whatever image you want into them.
mhm.
And with music and stuff, you can kind of load in different patterns. Like I made this one Doug Dimmadome video
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
Doug Dimmadome and then it says Doug Dimmadome as it's spinning too. So that was pretty fun. It's always cool that you can kind of create different fun patterns and stuff. And I make my own on my computer too, which is pretty fun.
Okay, so you can make your own. It's not like just pre-grown patterns.
Yeah, so the way it works is it just loads in any sort of image file. So as long as you can create the image file in the correct dimensions, then you'll be able to load in whatever you
Oh,
want.
sick.
Yeah, so like when I first got them, I actually took a picture of my face and I would spin it, and then people would be like, "What is that? What is that in there? Is that?" And then I'd look at them with the same goofy ass face, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's your face!" Sorry, that was kind of loud.
It's a picture
They're
of
like, "Oh
me
my god, it's
naked.
your face!" Yeah, so funny.
The
It's
and then you also have some other stuff. I know you were playing with like a sword just recently, right? So you have a
Yeah,
sword.
here, I'll back this up just a little bit here so you can
Okay.
see. So I made this sword. It's made out of foam, so it actually has like this slot right here that you can put your poi into. So you'll see I have the set of poi that I usually spin,
Mhm.
and it just goes right in. And then now I have like a LED sword that I can have in my videos. So it
Yeah.
has like different patterns, like I can do like fire or water or, essentially whatever I can do with my normal lights, I can do with that too.
Yeah.
So I'm actually working on I just bought a new cloak. So I'm working on a video where I have like the sword and the cloak, and I think it'll work out pretty cool.
That's pretty badass. And then what about those like little lights that you put in your rooms? What are those?
Yeah, so those are known as zebra poi. They are kind of like a smaller can light.
Mhm.
You'll notice there's a separating section right here. So the reason they're called zebra poi is because initially they would have two different colors automatically. You couldn't switch these two independently. But
Okay.
then with the newer programming, they made it so you could switch them and program them and all that. But yeah, so it actually, I was so into these poi earlier on when I started that I kind of made the whole zebra concept my persona almost. So when people would see zebra stuff at the store, or like they'd see a zebra thing, they'd send a picture of it and be like, "Hey, look, zebra," because it
Yeah.
was just kind of my thing, you know. It's
It
pretty
how
cool to kind of make it recognizable, you know.
how do you get those to link up with your poi?
Yeah, so
Because don't
they,
you, right? Like I'm pretty sure I could just want to say you see them like do the same color patterns.
yep, absolutely. So they are connected actually via the same remote. So I have a button here that pairs them together. So
Oh
if I turn them
shit.
off and then I turn them both back on.
Have remotes. I didn't know that was even a fucking thing
Yeah,
on the
yep,
remotes.
absolutely. So everything is connected. So you'll see now these are two connected lights. And they have programmed stuff together. So like this one's not programmed together because I wasn't really planning on
Uh-huh.
doing that. But usually you can just hit a button and they'll run through the program together.
Wow, I actually have like so many remotes, and I don't think I've ever like looked at the remotes. I just like know you choose the colors. I don't even think I've ever looked at the remotes and be like, wait, there's a pair button.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to like connect everything together because then you can really make a whole show
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
it. You know,
exactly, which
like
is
it's
what
like
you do.
exactly. Yep. It's like whoa, this isn't just that one set of lights. It's a whole production and almost like a stage design.
I mean, I think that's what literally kind of just drove you over the edge when it comes to like, getting those followers is you were doing like there's a lot of people just do poi. And then, obviously they're not doing as well as you are because you're putting on a whole show. Like it's not even like that. And even now you've kind of like developed, doing transitions now and you're thinking like you just did this you've been doing lately these like transition where you're like it's an up close thing and then you transition to like out and it's just like the whole room.
Yeah.
So like even you yourself, you're like finding how can I be better than I was last week, you know?
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to strive to be better, not only for my audience, but for myself, because like a big thing that I got into when I first started like blowing up was like, what can I do to get the most followers the quickest as possible? How can I get everybody to like all of my stuff? And it's
Yeah.
like, was I really having that much fun doing that and just like striving for clout and like followers and gaining all this traction? Or should I do stuff that I really want to do and I want to like really pour my heart into and I can show someone and be like, I'm proud of this?
Hmm.
So it's always cool when stuff like that both kind of merge and it's like, I'm really proud of this and people love it?
I saw one of your TikToks and there was it almost seemed like it was a poster, I think, of like a design. Was it a poster? Did you like edit that in? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hmm. Do you know the song maybe that was on it?
No, but I think it was like a tiger or something in the background. It was like a neon
I'm
tiger.
curious. Oh, dude, are you talking about the one where they like shatter?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a wolf, and my friend actually, it's Signature is like the way her name is, but
Okay.
she's an artist, and she's a pretty popular local artist in Minnesota. And she gave me those art pieces. She just sent me the files so that I could project them onto my wall. So I wanted to make like a show where it both projects and also works with my lights.
Wait, so
So I like
you were using a projector then?
absolutely, yep,
Okay,
yeah. So it projects on my wall.
I thought you were just editing that on there or something. And I was
Yeah,
like, is he
yeah.
editing it? Like, she just going on the editing software, just adding that on?
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
you
sure.
definitely could. Yeah. I felt like for me, I think it's almost cooler to be able to project it to just show like this can be just real life. And what you're seeing here is also what you would see if you saw me doing this in real life. I really try to stick to the most real visual as possible.
Have you ever just put on a show for like your friends at your house or at their house and just like have you ever had like I guess like little like rave parties at like each other's houses?
Yeah, I actually have been to a couple different events where like my friend has like a big fire circle in their backyard. So they'll have like a bonfire or
Hmm.
something and we just all spin fire and stuff all
You
night.
you guys
Or
spit fire too?
yeah, absolutely.
You're
I
not
love
worried
fire.
about burning yourself?
A little bit, yeah. I was at a festival and my wife, I used to have like a big mustache. It was like a big handlebar mustache,
Shut
and
the fuck
she was
up.
like, "When are you gonna cut that thing off?" And I'm kind of a goofy guy, so I just
Yeah.
wanted to be goofy. So I thought the handlebar was the best way to joke around and be silly, whatever. And so I had this mustache, and I dropped my fire poi, and I bent down to pick it up. And I came back up, and half my mustache was completely burned off.
What
I only
the
had one
fuck?
half of a handlebar. And she was like, "Good riddance." But it was like, "Oh no, I lost all my mustache."
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. It's like
So I have burnt myself a couple times, but nothing too crazy.
I had a friend who had a full on mustache and he like lost a bet, so like he had to shave his mustache off, right? And his girlfriend like hated the mustache, but also didn't want him to shave it. And then he had to shave it. And she legit cried for like 15 minutes, and I'm like, "What's
Oh no.
wrong? What's wrong?" She's like, "He's just too hot. Girls are gonna hit on him."
I can't believe my eyes. That's
My
so funny.
eyes. He's so hot. Uh, what's some of the? I mean, you kind of just been, obviously gaining these followers and stuff like that. But you've made friends along the way. I being one of them. What's some other friends you've made through this like experience and this journey of like content creating?
Oh yeah, man. It's hard to say on the spot because there's so many. I don't want to leave people out.
No,
Um,
fuck the rest. If you don't get fucking,
yeah,
if you don't
these
say your
5
name,
people and everybody else.
yeah, if you don't say their name, they're trash. No, kidding. That's not
Yeah,
true.
right. Well, of course, I really appreciate everybody that watches my content and all the cool people that have been commenting. Or it's great to like meet people and but yeah, I don't know, to say a couple of people that really stick out. Um, I would say like there's this crew that I kind of started doing a flow TikTok stuff with when I first started out. That we all
Yeah.
were kind of smaller following and we grew together. So to name a few would be like EDM Cupid is a big creator kind of on that list. And then there's this Twitch creator. Her name is Snuggy Bun. She's been helping me kind of learn more about like doing live streaming on Twitch because I haven't really gotten into that as much.
Hmm.
But yeah, I it's just been really cool being able to meet different artists and share concepts and yeah, just kind of like grow your page together and be like, hey, I really liked that one thing you did, but I think it'd be cool if we did it this way. Or, hey, I like that concept that you had. I'd love to be able to use that, but I have this idea for it. So
I mean,
yeah, it's cool.
we all, I feel like, encompass the EDM world, right? We all live in this EDM world, and we all, I think of it like a village, right? We all play like our parts. So, you have your hunters and gatherers, you got your people in politics, whatever. And it's like, we have our flow artists, we have, our podcasters, our DJs, we have our tips and tricks gals, we have our fashion divas, we have so many people that do so much different content. We even have like our newsletter people, right? They give us the news. What are the festivals happening this year, this week, this year, etc. And it's just so cool just seeing everybody kind of get together on TikTok and just kind of like throw out different types of videos, but we're all still talking about the same thing. It's all EDM related.
Yeah, definitely. It's cool that especially with like the whole concept of trying to do trends and stick with trends, that the EDM umbrella really encompasses such a wide variety of people that if you're doing like a flow art or makeup or whatever, if it's EDM related, TikTok will still send it out to people that are into
Hmm.
EDM. So it's a great way to kind of get to know people in the community that aren't necessarily directly into the one thing you're into.
Yeah, man. How has the EDM scene been like where you're at right now, where you're living at?
I actually don't know too much about it. I moved out here in 2018 with my well, at the time she was just my girlfriend, and we decided it was just time for a change. And since I bartend serve, I could pick up and go wherever.
Yeah,
So
you're very flexible, honestly.
yep. And so I've only been to one show out here, which was San Holo at the Showbox. That was a really great show. I had a great time at that. But aside from that, they actually don't allow flow arts into some of their bigger concert venues here, which is unfortunate. So, given that I'm so into flow arts and that's the way I dance and express myself at shows, I just find it's not as fun for me to like go to shows if I can't flow.
Yeah.
So,
You
but
must don't
back
know
in
what
Minnesota,
you must don't even know what to do with your hands, honestly.
exactly, I'm like dancing like this.
Dude, okay. So I've been getting more into techno and house because I'm living in Florida now. And like I've had to like do something else other than headbang. And so I'm like, I had these like dance moves. I'm like, this
Yeah,
is like me
totally.
now.
Hmm. Yep, just feeling the music.
What were you
Yeah,
saying
totally.
before I cut you off? Because
Oh yeah, no
I
worries,
am
man.
who I am.
I was just saying the scene that I kind of grew up in the rave scene
Mhm.
in Minnesota is awesome for dubstep. They're like super into just the grimiest dubstep you can imagine in Minnesota. And I actually just recently flew back with my wife for the Excision show at the Armory there, and that was sick, dude. We loved it. It was awesome.
So so you're living in Washington, right? Right, that's where you're
Yep,
at.
I live in Washington now, but I moved from Minnesota. Is where I used to like rave.
Why?
So my wife got a job out here, and we were
Okay.
like, we can get out of the cold of Minnesota where it's like winter 8 months out of the year. Let's do
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
True. What does she do for a living?
So she just does like she like sells groceries, not groceries, but like she sells like food over the phone to distributors. So
Oh, okay.
it's kind of like the middle person between someone who creates the items and then someone who actually receives the items. She's the one in the middle. So.
So I'll tell you this, man. Living in Washington, there's a lot of events happening. Just so you're aware, There's a lot of events, and I know that you're talking about venues. You're talking about like concert venues and stuff, but there's actually a lot of festivals. Washington in general gets about like 15 festivals a year, right? So you're talking
Hmm.
about at least once a month minimum, like festivals within Washington, different cities, of course. I don't know what part of like Washington you live in, but they do have like they're usually like drivable. Um, I think because you are a TikToker with over 100K followers, eventually if you wanted to literally go to a festival for free, all you had to do is a couple promos, and they would offer you
Oh,
probably like a GA pass. Just FYI,
really? Yeah.
I know
Okay.
you're very new to like the whole
Hmm.
content creating thing, and that's like the
Yeah.
thing. That's like the thing about like a lot of like these newer content creators, like IEU, right, and a lot of other people who grew because of TikTok. They don't know their potential, right? You guys don't know what you guys are capable of because that wasn't what you intended to do. You just happened to walk across like this path and boom, you just 100,000 followers, and now you don't even know what to do with it. Um, yeah, just so you're aware, like you are now considered like a content creator. Content creators are allowed to promote in exchange for tickets.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. I'd dig doing that. Yeah.
You know,
I'd someday even just being able to like spin fire at a festival or like actually perform for the festival would be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. I know there's like applications for those things. You should just go to like their websites and stuff, and there's like they have like a section or like how to be a part of this experience, and you just apply. They ask for like your handles. Well, they'll just look at your handle on TikTok and be like, "Oh my God, let's have this guy on there." In exchange they're like, "Oh hey, can you like say that you're gonna be spitting fire poi?" You know?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's essentially like, hey, I'll be at this event, so if you want to see me in person at this event, then you should go to it, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's as
Cool.
simple as that. I mean, with a big following, and obviously someone like you, right? Where like you're very like introverted, you don't really like go out too many places and stuff, and you have like you're like a waiter, bartender, and that kind of like in that industry as well. You don't really have like those weekends to really see your followers. So I'm pretty sure like telling your followers, hey, I'm gonna be at this event probably means a lot to people. Like, hey, well, we'd love to like meet this guy in person. You know,
Sure. Cool.
I
I guess I
think
didn't think about it that way, you know?
you don't know what kind of impact you have on people until you get there. You're like, you know, it's I know content creating is like you've been doing it like the last like year and a half, but like getting these followers and meeting your followers, you don't really know what impact you have until like you actually meet them in person.
Sure. Yeah. I have only ran into a couple people that have been like, hey, I know you from TikTok, which is always really cool, especially if you have brought on a conversation with them. Like this one time, it was so funny. I was at a restaurant
Mhm.
and this guy recognized my Millennium mask. And for whatever reason, I knew he didn't have a long time to chat because he was cooking. And for whatever reason, it was just like I blurted out, "I spin poi," and my wife is just like, "Oh my god, how are you just gonna bring it up immediately out of nowhere?" And he was like, "That's cool, dude." And I was like, "Do you have Instagram or TikTok or anything?" He's like, "Yeah, I do." And I added him on Instagram, so I went to go check his Instagram name, and we'd already been following and chatting together online. I just didn't recognize him because he was, cooking wearing a mask. So it was
Bro,
so funny.
I don't recognize people even without the mask. I could
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
it just be like that sometimes, man. You're like somebody you've been chatting with for a while, and I just don't recognize them. Like, oh my God, we've been talking for like months. I'm like, oh fuck, like have we? Now I feel like a
Yeah,
jerk.
it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I do talk to a lot of people. I promise it's not like, I just don't recognize everybody.
I'm
And
just so
especially if you're
bad.
chatting online, you got like such a small profile picture if you're not constantly watching people's videos. So
Yeah, exactly. It's super small, and like sometimes people have like a very like normal face, like sorry, you're not very like distinguished in your features. So like
sure.
you have a huge scar on your face. Yeah, I'm gonna remember. Yeah, obviously, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Yeah,
if you're just another pretty girl, I'm come on, how many pretty girls do I see on TikTok? A lot. Like
sure. Yeah, it's going to be hard to, unless there's like a distinctive characteristic.
no, 100%. So I mean,
That's actually what I like about poi, like going to clubs and stuff. It's like if I have a light that's like really sets me aside from everyone else, it's like you don't have to remember what I look like specifically. You just have to remember the light. And you'll know, hey, it's this guy that I saw these
mhm.
crazy, rainbow lights from or whatever.
That's why I always carry like a flag. I mean, I hope that people don't think I'm
Like
just
a
being.
totem or something kind of thing.
Yeah, and it has like my name on it, even though it seems kind of pretentious to be like displaying yourself or whatever. I just want to make it easier for people who do want to see me that can come see me. Um,
Mhm.
but it seems a little like much sometimes. Like sometimes I'm just like displaying, almost like displaying your name in that big. Like it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, totally.
You're
I
so
can
full
see
of
where you're
yourself.
like kind of nervous. Yeah, you're like you're not trying to be like that. You're legitimately just trying to like make it so your friends can find you, but then some
That's
people will be
the
like,
initial
"Oh, what are you?"
attempt.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
got you.
no, yeah, and then like I just hope people don't think like, wow, this douche is literally like nonstop promoting himself. Which, second of all, you know, marketing and promoting yourself shouldn't be fucking frowned upon. Just
Yeah, you
saying.
can't shame someone for wanting to promote their brand or who they are or what they're
Yeah,
about. You know.
I didn't grow to who I am today because I was too shy to market myself. No, I literally marketed myself like a fucking genius that I am because I know how to do it. And I have no shame in doing it over and over again to the point where like people now expect me to have the flag because they want to see me, right? So it's like,
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, where's your flag at, man? I thought you were trying to market your brand."
oh, but like I have the name Frisky Hug, which is like the weirdest fucking like jokes or name I could have come up with. And sometimes I thought like I should just like rebrand, just do something better. Like maybe I'll change my name to like Apoicalypse, and then you took it. I'm like, fuck. Just kidding.
Oh man, sorry, I was too quick.
Got me. Fuck. No.
Yeah.
So what was the significance behind Apoicalypse?
Honestly, I just like puns and wordplay and trying to like combine words together and have word association. And I just thought it'd be fun to kind of have like apocalypse and poi. And I thought maybe it'd be remembering, you'd be able to remember it easier. But honestly, it's like I've stuck with the name for so long that I don't want to rebrand. But
Mhm.
I found more and more often people are just like, "What up, apocalypse?" And I'm like, "Oh, there's an I, man. It's poi. I promise you, it's poi." Or I have a funny story about that. Actually, I
Go
was
for it.
playing video games with my friend, and on my video game, I have the name Apoicalypse, right?
Oh
So,
my god, everyone's gonna add you right now. Add
yeah,
Apoicalypse.
right. Get him. And so I was in the middle of a firefight on this video game, and this person who didn't really
Wait,
know me very well.
firefight. Hold on, Halo.
No, I mean it was Fortnite, but we were
The
just
fuck is a
shooting at the time.
firefight?
We're shooting at each other, multiple people shooting at each other, firefight. You
Oh,
know?
see, I only understood that phrase from Halo because if you want to like get into a game, it's called a firefight. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played Halo in so long.
They came out with that new game, so I've been kind of like grinding. I was grinding the first like 2 weeks for the beta, and honestly, man, bro, I just work too much. So like, I
Oh
haven't
yeah, it's hard to find time for sure.
I haven't had been able to play like in this podcast has literally taken over my life and in a good way because I just love talking to my friends. Honestly, like there's nothing more satisfying than like instance like me and you would never talk in person unless like what I mean we could talk in person but like for a whole hour nah come on bro what am
Yeah,
I
it's hard to
married to
find
you.
time, but now that you're able to like kind of mix something that you have fun with, creating content, and being able to actually chat with people, you can kind of add that into being able to do the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but like I have really bad ADD, so sometimes like I'll stay like steer away from the conversation we were having.
Oh, you're all
Go
good, dude. No
go
worries.
go back to you were going into this firefight.
In the firefight, yeah, I was in the firefight in the non-Halo game,
Yeah.
and so this person that didn't really ever play with us was like, "Cover me, Apocalypse," and I was like, actually, it's Apoicalypse." And my friend who plays with me all the time knows my name is just like, "Now's not the time, Apocalypse." I'm just like, "Oh, dude, you're gonna do
It's
me like that, man?"
Apoicalypse there.
Excuse me, sir, it's Apoicalypse.
It's Apoicalypse.
There's an I there,
I don't
but yeah,
like it
I
when you
I just find it.
disrespect me.
Yeah, put some respect on my name. Totally.
what uh
That's
what
funny.
what video games do you play?
Um, More lately, I have been playing. I started getting back into World of Warcraft, which I
No,
decided
it's
was
a
not my
trap.
thing.
Don't
I
do
know.
it.
I downloaded it for a month, and I was just like, "This is gonna be bad for me,
This is
man. I'm
so
not making
bad.
any more videos. I'm not doing TikTok at all. I gotta just uninstall this game." So, yeah, more lately, I've just been trying to do the TikTok thing and not do too many video games.
I'll be honest, WoW is a good game though. Like I
It
stopped
is so good.
so I stopped playing WoW after the whole Panda update, and I just like I played the Panda update for like a month or two, and then I was like, listen, I'm like, this is headed to a very like childish side, and I feel like they're trying to draw in more kids, and I just don't want to play with a bunch of fucking kids right now. But
Totally.
are you in a clan?
No, not right now. I didn't really get time to get into it because I was just playing for the month. I just like
Yeah,
essentially leveled up a bunch of characters, and then I was like didn't have anything to do with them because I didn't want to play anymore. So,
yeah.
but I don't know. It's always fun to just be able to like listen. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and being able to just listen to a podcast and zone out and play a game for a little bit is always a good time. So.
Dude, I was obsessed before I started my podcast. I was obsessed with my friend's podcast. Like I would put it on my TV, play it on YouTube, and then I'll go ready, go full clothes, do all this stuff while I'm listening to these podcasts. And it's like, for the whole of 2020, I was like addicted to podcasts. Like that, like I got introduced to podcasting in 2020. Because I didn't really listen to it in 2019, if I'm being honest. But like once I had more time, I was like, well, there's nothing better to do than like, but like I really enjoyed like people's conversations. I don't know. It's like I enjoy fucking just talking in general, but like listening to other people talk was pretty fun too. Um, I don't know. 2020 was such a fucking year, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's just like completely flipped everything on its head, and yeah.
But yeah. So when you were doing TikTok and stuff, you incorporated doing like just regular point stuff. What made you decide to like start doing these last minute transitions and stuff? Was it just like the trends that you were doing, or was it because like you wanted, I know you wanted to make these videos better, but your TikToks nowadays from these transitions have been gone pretty well to the point where it's like, okay, I know, I think you went from like Doug Dimmadome to these transitional videos. Do you have like any other videos like you plan on doing next?
Yeah, more recently, I've really liked getting into the concept of programming my lights so
Mhm.
that when time is shifted for the video, the lights still flash with the music. So whether that is that the video is playing in reverse or being
Mhm.
slowed down or whatever, I like to kind of program the lights with that in mind. So more recently, I had this video where there's like a dish of water in front of the camera,
Mhm.
and there's water dripping into the dish of water, and I'm spinning poi in front of it, and the video is going in reverse, so you can see the water going upward, being in reverse,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the lights are still flashing with the music and going along with the music, and yeah, it's just kind of a cool different concept I was working on and trying to just be creative with things. So
Yeah. Are you ever gonna focus on, I mean, do you do reels on Instagram?
not so much, but I feel like I really should start putting more
You
time
need
into
to,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Yes.
because my TikTok is 117,000 and my Instagram's at like 2,000, so I really should start putting more work into that
One
too.
thing you'll learn, and a lot of people who are listening to this, y'all gonna learn too. When you have multiple platforms, they don't correlate with each other per se, right? Just because you have 100K on TikTok doesn't mean you're gonna have 100K on Instagram. Just because you have 100K on Instagram doesn't mean you're gonna have 100K on TikTok or YouTube. And like they don't normally like transfer. You have to be good at all of it. You can't just be like good at one of them and be like, oh hey, follow me on Twitter. That's not how that works. No one gives a
Yeah.
fuck if you have a Twitter.
hmm Yeah, and it's like the things that work over here are not going to necessarily work over
Mhm.
here, and you might have cracked the code for TikTok, but Instagram's a whole different mountain to climb. So
Yeah, and everyone's got their algorithms and stuff. So like, but I will tell you right now, man, the Instagram Reels, they're taking off on Instagram. So if you wanted to like show more 15-second reels on sorry, on Instagram, so I'm trying to get the words confused. On Instagram, you're gonna like take off, right? So when I started this podcast, I was posting a lot of reels, and like these reels are like getting like 3K views with like my 10 followers, like that's unheard of. So it's like kudos to Instagram for giving us the opportunity to really just add videos and stuff on Instagram and to grow, because TikTok does it so well where smaller creators like, well, you're a little bit bigger on TikTok now, but like, when we
hmm
first got started, we had that opportunity to grow because of TikTok. And now Instagram is allowing us and giving us opportunity. So my
hmm
advice, if you want to grow on Instagram right now, I think right now is a great time to invest
sure,
these 15
cool.
second videos.
Yeah, and I mean, like, especially because I have such a huge backlog of videos, I could, still because I didn't post all of them to Instagram, I could just consciously post them at good times and try to at least get a little bit more following with that. But yeah, making new content right now has been kind of hard. I've been really running around and flying all over the place. We flew back home to Minnesota a couple times this year already, so it's been a little bit more difficult for me to produce content. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool to get more into that.
I have also been like producing less videos. I mean, I don't know if we're all just busy or maybe like just like the new year, we've all been doing less videos because like I've noticed like a lot of influencers, content creators have been doing less videos. So we're not all doing the same amount we used to. I was shooting out like 7 videos a day, and it's,
Wow! Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
yeah, and it's like I was
Holy-
just trying to like really get up there. Well, like unlike you, I can't just put on a show, so I have to be like funny. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure. Yeah.
so
Absolutely. I get you, man.
you can just be cool because you are cool. You got all these fucking lights and shit. I have to be funny, my guy. So
I got
like,
you, man. Hey, well, you're cool too, man. Don't discount yourself.
thank, thanks, man.
you make me cry right now, man.
Yo, on my own show. No, I'm trying to be like, there's a lot of like guys and stuff like, well, not in the EDM world at least, but like a lot of guys that get like popular because like they're just like these 6'3" hot dudes, right? Cool. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
hot, so and then like I don't spin, I don't do any of that, so I'm not like colorful. I'm like I have one thing going for me, and that's that I'm kind of funny. I'm like I hope this, I tried doing some tips and tricks videos like, hey guys, like here's some tips for your next festival. I tried. And it's just like those videos are just so hard to make. I'm like, who cares? I just want like,
Yeah.
I just want people to laugh. I don't know.
hmm And it's so often like so hard to give people advice too, because a lot of time they'll see 5 tips and tricks for a festival, and they'll just be like, well, I've already been to festivals and I already know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna swipe past that. So
Yeah. Do you have
yeah.
candy? Do you make candy? Do you trade candy? Are you a
Candy.
candy?
My wife is really into candy. I don't do too much candy. Just because especially with having actual like candy on your wrist and stuff, it'll like really get in the way when you're trying to like wrap the poi on your arm and stuff.
Mhm.
It just would get caught on the candy, and there'd be really cool candy someone made for me, and it just shatter everywhere. And then I'd be like, well,
Fuck.
I guess I don't have that anymore. So yeah, for the most part, I try to just, if I'm gonna have candy, I'll just kind of like put it in a nice spot where I can enjoy it, or like on a pin board or something. But
Yeah.
um,
Does your wife make perlers too?
she's not super into the perlers. She can definitely make them, but for a while she was really into making like candy masks. So
Ooh.
actually, like before we even started dating, when I was just a friend of hers, she made me this really cool like candy mask that went different colors going up in like a kind of like a smile style
Mhm.
pattern that was like dripping. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think about those masks. I mean, they're not in anymore. Nobody wears those masks because they
Mhm.
hurt your nose.
Oh man, so bad. Or like the beads too, how when they cut the beads off of the thing, there's always that
Yeah.
little tiny dot that's like just sharp,
Yes.
and it'll just cut your
Just
face when you take it off the mask. Yeah. Oh man, I don't miss it. I'm cool with the cloth masks,
I am
but they were
too.
fun to wear.
Yeah, I mean they were cool at the time, whatever year that was, 2015, whatever. They were cool back then, but I'm so glad they faded away because it was just so heavy on my mask, like it was like kind of weighed down. Um, I mean, I definitely like the fashion that we have going on these days. It's I don't know. I'm more into the fashion that we have nowadays. Back in the days, it was just very, for at least for guys, it was like, oh, well, do you have the swim trunks? Yeah, sure, wear those.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like,
Exactly. Like I felt like I was just I didn't really have like anything that I could wear that was like really set me apart. I just was like another guy.
yeah, I mean, we're all, just we're all just peoples, I guess. But I know you've been shopping. I know because you messaged me like, hey, I bought so and so. What's some of the newest stuff that you've bought?
Yeah, I actually just bought a cyber cloak. It's like this really cool pattern. I used your code actually from Electro Threads for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's super cool. It's got like tons of geometric patterns all over it, and I'm probably going to be using that in a video upcoming in the next couple weeks or so. I was planning. I live within. There's this great view of Mount Rainier by my house,
Mhm.
so I was thinking of doing a video where it was a big thing a while back, where it's like kind of like an anime trend where someone would be like in the video, and then it would start to like flash a bunch of different colors really quickly, and then they would like Photoshop in like a creature or like an Attack on Titan style like imagery or something. And I thought it'd be cool to have like some sort of creature climbing up over the mountain or something. with me in the view of that. So
I think we're just different on For You pages because I have no idea what you're talking about.
oh yeah, sorry. It's a while ago, I guess. It was probably like 5-6 months ago that trend was big. But
Yeah, you like anime?
I'm not super into it. I just thought it'd be a good look with the cloak and everything. I thought, oh well, that's a cool video. Maybe I could do that video too. But I'm not super into anime. I've watched a little bit of it.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I saw like some of the like Studio Ghibli movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just about it.
And then so we've seen most of your poi stuff. Is that all the poi you had? All the flow art you had? I don't know. I'm just gonna like make sure we went through all your flow art. I wasn't sure.
Sure. I do a little bit of staff and hooping and gloving. I don't really have any of those to like show off or anything. They're just kind of pretty standard lights. But I do a little bit of projection mapping too. I don't think I've talked about that. You did say a little bit about it when I was telling the
Mhm.
projector story, but more into when quarantine started, I kind of wanted to have like the rave set up at my house. So
Okay.
I ended up buying a projector and using my computer for projection mapping, which is where you draw out a space of the room that you're in, and you kind of draw little shapes on the walls to kind of map out where a video will be displayed.
Okay.
So you can kind of like create visuals. It's essentially what they do at most shows, like
With
for like
like the
the
lasers and
executioner
stuff.
stage, for like the executioner stage for
Mhm.
Excision, how he had like it was essentially like a big projection screen, and then they would project onto it different visuals.
Yeah, I had a
And
buddy of mine. He does like production and stuff, and he had like it was like a laser machine that just shot like lasers all at the same time to create images. And he was like,
whoa,
"Oh, look, we'll create like he had typed in like Frisky Hug, and then he was like literally like it was like typing in Frisky Hug in different colors, and it was like vibrating, like
crazy.
yeah.
So
So
like the lasers move really fast on the wall so that it like
exactly,
kind of draws it out.
yep,
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
drew
They
out
got to move
Frisky
so
Hug.
fast to do stuff like that.
Yeah, and it was like so. I think it's just a bunch of lasers moving at the same time at small distances, just changing colors
Oh, gotcha.
while
Okay,
creating.
interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so I think that's I don't know. It was pretty nifty. I loved working like I would always go backstage and they'd be like, "Hey, try out this production stuff. Just mess around with it, right? Smaller festivals. I'm not gonna be doing the to Excision set, right? Obviously, I'm not allowed. But like smaller artists and stuff, like, hey, they don't care, you know. Um,
Sure.
But all right, man. And, you know, I think we're getting close to that 1 hour mark and stuff like that. I definitely want you to let people know where they can find you and stuff. I mean, hopefully they can find you on. I'm kidding. I was gonna say, hopefully they can find you on the video games and they can just start playing with you now.
Yeah, right.
Could
They
you
can stream
imagine?
snipe me and just be like, "Yeah, we're getting Apoicalypse."
Are you on Twitch?
I don't do Twitch very much, no. I will hopefully get into it, but I haven't really had the time to get it all set up yet. So
See, I thought about like doing my podcast live streaming on Twitch. And right now that is like a future project for like maybe next year, man. Right now it's like I can barely fucking do them. I don't know, man. I also don't feel comfortable like doing a podcast live stream because okay, you remember how like before this podcast we were talking for a little bit about like things that we don't want to say, stuff
Mhm.
like that. Well, sometimes you know I say stupid shit that I didn't mean to say, and the last thing you want to
You're
do is
like, we
get
can just edit that out real quick, you know?
you know, and I don't want to get canceled over some stupid shit that I said because I've been saying some dumb shit. So, but
It's always good to have that extra little barrier to be like, well, you know, in the moment, I thought that was really funny, but maybe not today.
if I was a Mormon, okay, and I knew that I was gonna say dumb shit, then I'd be like, oh, okay, like I'm comfortable. But I am not a good noodle and will say some dumb shit. Um, but if you wouldn't mind, man, kind of giving your handles out to everybody and where they can find you, DM you, send you cool gifts, and
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is at Apoicalypse on both Instagram and TikTok. And I don't really post to YouTube or other platforms much, but I will hopefully be creating more videos for the like kind of longer form content that goes to YouTube. And yeah, so it's just Apoicalypse, but with an I after, sorry, Apocalypse, but with an I after the O. So Apoicalypse. So yeah, thanks for having me, dude. It was really fun chatting with you and getting to know you better.
yeah, man, you too. What festivals do you have any festivals coming up in 2021 that you're maybe thinking about going to?
Yeah, so I am planning on going to Base Canyon, hopefully at the end of the year. That's the closest one for me in the Washington area. And I actually went there in 2019, and that view for that festival is so amazing. I got to go back as soon as I can. So yeah, I'll hopefully be going this year too.
I did say last year that I was gonna go to Base Canyon this year, so let's see if I keep my word. I'm still trying to go.
Cool,
Which,
dude.
well, last year, I was in the military and I was literally ready to fucking go. I had free tickets to Base Canyon. I work with the promotional team there that does all of Excision stuff, and they gave me a free ticket. And I literally had to just give it to like I couldn't even give it away because it was like a ticket just for me under my
Oh, and
name.
your name. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Shoot.
I had to go to Germany for a mission thing that I was doing, and yeah, that ticket just kind of went to waste. And I'm like, I regretted it. It just sucks, man, because like I mean, it looked like a great time, but maybe this year, man, I'll work with the promotional company again. We'll link up. I mean, if you want, I'll link you up
Cool.
with the promotional company too. Kind of help out with funds and stuff if you're interested.
Cool. Yeah, definitely, dude. I'd be super interested. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, man. And then for the viewers out there, if you guys love this episode, I mean, honestly, I think Spotify is doing like the 5-star ratings now. If you listen to Apple Podcasts, are doing the same thing. But this episode is available on all streaming like platforms. And if you're interested in looking at the video version, this is going to be uploaded on YouTube. Yeah, give it like, subscribe, do all that jazz. And like I said, every episode, I will catch y'all at the next one.